Hi, welcome back to Hollie Hobbies. Let's craft a Christmas tree wreath using Dollar Tree supplies. This is a fun and budget-friendly way to add festive cheer to your home this holiday season. With just a few affordable materials, you can craft a beautiful wreath that showcases your holiday spirit. This wreath allows for creativity and personalization. Let's dive into the simple steps to make your own Christmas tree wreath. Let's get started. Hi, welcome back to Hollie Hobbies. Today we are going to transform this Dollar Tree sign into a beautiful Christmas tree with the snowy tulle mesh from the Dollar Tree. I have the green and I also have some ornaments, and let's have some fun with this one. First thing we're going to do is take the tinsel off and probably just keep this nice because I'll use it for another crafting project. So we're going to remove all the tinsel. The red came off pretty easy, and let's go ahead and get this green off as well. It should come off pretty easy. This is what we have with all that tinsel garland taken off, and we have this plastic base that we're going to use as our wreath form. So we're going to get our pipe cleaners prepped here, and we're going to go ahead and cut these into thirds, and that way we don't waste any of the pipe cleaners. And then we will also get some of this mesh prepped as well. And this is from the Dollar Tree. It's always in the seasonal section. They get it for every season of the year. And they'll have Christmas colors during Christmas and 4th of July during that holiday. And Easter, they get a lot of really pretty pastels. So just keep your eye out for it because it's there. I used to see it for a long time before I ever worked with it, and I never knew really what to do with it until I did my first wreath with it, and I absolutely love it. So what we're going to do is get this prepped into 10-inch pieces. And you can use your rotary cutter like I'm using on my rotary mat. You can also use scissors. And what's so nice about this is that it doesn't fray like their 6-inch mesh. It's really fun to work with. And if your Dollar Tree doesn't carry this type of mesh, you can always go to Hobby Lobby and use their tulle. They usually have a good selection in a lot of different colors. So we're going to prep our mesh now, and I have it in the 10 inches, and we're just going to take the corner and we're going to roll it into one big tube here. And it's by going diagonal, it's going to make a nice long tube. We're going to roll it all the way to the other side. So we have that long strip. And we're going to fold it in half and take our pipe cleaner, make a V, and we're going to just pinch it right there at the top, making sure we come down at least about a ½ inch or so, and give it a few twists. And then we still have a little piece of the pipe cleaner to attach it to our wreath frame. So let's go ahead. We're going to have to make a bunch of these. Let's get these prepped, and then we'll start adding them to our Christmas tree. Making one long tube first. Folding it in half. And pinching it at the top there. And giving it a good twist. And I'm coming down from the top at least a ½ inch, like so. And then we have the little pipe cleaners to attach it to the form. So we're gonna get a few rolls of these prepped before we start adding them to our wreath frame. So with one roll, we got 10 little bundles here. And we're going to add those to our wreath frame. So we're gonna start adding these to this bottom plastic bar right there. And the first one, we're going to go around this little nub here. So I'll just kind of twist it around that nub and twist it on like that. And then we can just bend the rest of the pipe cleaner back towards the wreath frame. So let's just go ahead and start adding our green on this bottom one. And I'm just around the wreath bar, twisting. And then you can always either clip these off or just bend it and then bend it. You can do it as you go, it'll save you some time, or you could do it at the end and do them all together. I'm just going to do them as I go along. And we're going to fill this up nice and full with this green, beautiful snowy tulle. And you can always just leave it upside down while you're filling these in. What I'm going to do is just clip this little Christmas tree base off. Just take some heavy duty scissors and just cut that off. All right, so we went ahead and just clipped that little base off, and right now at the bottom we're doing about 5 per section. So this will be the 5th one here. So we've completed our first row down at the bottom, and each little section I have 5 little bundles per section. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20 right there. And now we're going to start tapering up our plastic wreath form. And now we're going to go into the next section here. All right, so this next little section right here, we have 4. So I'm going to continue with 4, 4, and 4. And now we've finished with our 4 for each section, and we flip it over, and this is what we have. It's starting to get really full and pretty. And now let's move on to our next section. And now we're going to bump up to this next tier right here and do that same thing. So I've put the first one on the sidebar and the bottom bar and just wrapped it around that little plastic nub. So that one stays in place. And now we're going to continue with our other ones. Right along this bar here. And we'll have to go on each side of that plastic one that goes down the center. So there's 3. And now we'll jump over on the other side of that bar with our 4th one. And these 2 sections are going to take 5, and then these should take 4. And now we have that next section completed where we have 5, 4, 4, and 5. And when you look on the back, we have a pattern going on here. So we have 1, 2, we're not doing the top one, and then we're starting on the bottom of the next section. So this will be our 1, 2, and we won't be doing this one, but we'll be starting on the bottom of this section. So that's 1, 2, we won't be doing this, we'll do the bottom of this, and then we'll finish off the top. So let's continue in that pattern. I'm going to go ahead and make up some more of these. And now we're going to move on to this next one, and then we skip this one, and then we go on to that bar. So let's start with our first one, going around, and then I like to just twist it around that little nub there. Keep that one off to the side. Yeah, these should take 4 each because we are tapering up now. And we finished that next row, and when we flip it over, we did 4. We did 4, 4, 4, and 4. So now we skip this one, and now we're going onto the bottom of the next section. And it looks like these 2 are going to be 5, and these 2 should be 4. And we've just completed that bottom row of the new section, and this is what we have. We are working our way up this wreath, and it's looking so pretty. And so just like the same pattern we've been doing before, we're going to do that bottom row of the new section, the next row, and then we skip this one. So I'm going to continue with these next 2, and they should probably be 4s, possibly 3s in here. We'll see how it goes. And we're always starting our new one at the end here and wrapping it around that little plastic nub on the side, on the ends, to keep that in place. All right, so I finished this bar right here, and I used 3 per bar instead of the 4. And now, just like our other patterns, we did, this is the top, the new section here. We did the bottom part of the new section, the next row, and then we skip this one. And now we're going to do the bottom here, this next row, and we're going to do our last section here. And now we're going to skip this top one and start on our new section at the bottom bar. And these will probably take 4. Let's see what we got here. And now I'm on the very last roll, which is 10 rolls, and we're going to have just enough to finish this design. And I do have some shorter pieces left over. Just always save those because you can put 2 together to make your 10 inches if you got into a pinch and needed a few more pieces. So let's finish up this last roll. And we finished this row with 4, 3, 3, and 4. And now we're going to do this one across. We've done this little row up here where we have 2, 2, 1, and 2. This one was a little bit smaller to get 2 in. And this is what we have so far. It's looking really pretty. And now we're just going to have to add a couple at the top here. So I've come up just a few bundles short, and I have a bunch of scrap that was a little bit short from the end of the rolls. So what we're going to do is we're going to place them on top of each other into the 10 inches, just like that. And then we're just going to roll them both together. And still create one long tube like we've been doing. And that way we still get our 10 inches. And we'll use up some of these scraps here. So what we're going to do is we're going to place it on this top nub here. So we're going to go right, flip it over. We're going to go right around this bar, twisting it and bringing it around our nub and twisting it like we've been doing. So there's our one. Let's do one. We'll do one. We did one around the side of the nub. We'll do one on each of these 4 bars. So here's another one. Can always bring it around that little side nub just to hold it from sliding down. So we have the 2. And we'll do 2 more, and that will complete all of these. And then we'll have a little ribbon topper, so it'll cover all this part. So 2 more with our scraps, and we will be finished with these. The last 2, we're going to go around this bar and that bar. So let's get it around this one. We're working our way up the tree top here. And when we flip it over, this is what we have with our tree all completed. And now we're going to have some fun with some embellishments. So what I did was play around with some embellishments, and I went ahead and took the snowflakes and these little red rhinestone looking beads here off the Dollar Tree garland that was on the original frame. So we're going to reuse those. And I have some red and some silver ornaments, and we are simply going to hot glue these onto the wreath. So I went ahead and took the tops of the ornaments off, hot glued everything, all the embellishments on, And now we're going to get ready to do the stem and the finishing bow. So we're going to make a stem for our Christmas tree, and this is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just think it's going to look nice. So I'm using the roll from our tulle, and I just kind of just smashed it down just a little bit like that. And what I'm going to do is take a hole puncher, and we're going to make a couple holes about 1 inch apart, just like that. And that's what how we're going to secure it onto the frame. And this is very sturdy. It's sturdier than a toilet paper roll. And we're going to take the Dollar Tree twine here, or nautical rope, and we're going to hot glue it around our tube here. And we'll just start from the bottom and work our way up. That way if we run out, it'll be okay, because we probably won't see it from this point up. So let's get this started at the back here. And we want to just start it at the bottom. We'll add some hot glue on there so that doesn't unravel. And we're simply going to start wrapping and gluing around this roll here. And we're just going to keep on gluing around and around. So I'm actually going to punch 2 holes on the other side here. So we have the 4 holes, and I want this good side towards the front. Get some of these strings off. And we're going to, this is the center point, and we're going to put that in the center right there. And we're going to use some zip ties to attach it to this wreath form. So I'm going to put my zip tie through the hole, each hole here. And then we're going to bring it around the plastic wreath form on each side of this center part, so we keep it in the middle. And we're going to do something like that. Something about like that. I don't know if I want to tie it real tight, because I want it to come down so you could see it at the bottom. Ooh, that's cute. I really like that. So now we're going to just take these other ones here, and let's go ahead and just put these through the other zip tie, the hole of the zip tie, just like that. Just to kind of give it a little more stability there. Going through our hole punch holes and through that zip tie, through the loop of the zip tie, the other zip tie. All right, so that's gonna be just fine. And let's go ahead and clip off our zip ties. And like I said before, this part is optional. I just think it gives it a really fun touch. Look how cute that is. All right, so now we got one last thing to do, and we're going to make our finishing bow. And I'm simply going to tie my bow. This is the ribbon that was already on the little hanger here, and now we're just going to tie our bow onto that little loop at the top. And you can always use hot glue for your bow as well. So you can make any bow of your choice. I made a 4 ribbon bow with 2 1.5 and 2 3/8 inch ribbons. And I do have a lot of bow tutorials on my YouTube channel. Feel free to refer to any of those. And I will be adding more throughout the holiday season. So I hope that you had fun crafting with me today and that you'll come back to my channel and craft with me some more. In the description box down below, you will find the link to my Amazon store where I list all my favorite crafting supplies that I use in my tutorials. And please subscribe to my channel, ring that bell, and you'll receive notifications when I release new tutorials. And please leave me a comment. This really helps me and my channel. YouTube will push my content out to more people. Thanks for watching, Hollie Hobbies. From my heart to yours. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow me for more wreath and crafting ideas. Thanks for watching, Hollie Hobbies. From my heart to yours.